Look at this huge place. How do you pull an audience this size for a piece about Lincoln?
A house divided against itself cannot stand.
Ravinia was commissioning Bill T. Jones, probably the most important choreographer working today in America, to do a major piece about Abraham Lincoln. And if you're going to watch a work of art be made, you want to start right from the beginning.
Shooting a verite documentary, the methodology was we just never stopped rolling. That we never knew when lightning in the bottle would come.
This is his stovepipe hat.
To cut things down from that huge amount of footage to 90 minutes. That's a tall challenge.
I've got about a 49-minute stretch that we should watch as a chunk and see how it feels in terms of order and structure. It's all from Act 1.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let us begin.
A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free.
Each state is left perfectly free to choose what it wants. So if I want to have snakes...
What? Snakes?
Yes, snakes. So if I want to have snakes in my bed with my children, I have the right to do so.
And I could have said snakes equal slavery, which is what Lincoln was saying. But in the work I'm making, I wonder if they can suss that out for themselves.
So if I want to have snakes...
What? Snakes?
Clarissa, I sometimes think it's better to leave things alone.
What are you talking about?
Okay, let me ask you a question. If you saw a venomous snake in the road, what would you do? Clarissa! I think sometimes it's better to leave things alone.
What are you talking?
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Even before you know the fucking lines, you're already parroting the song?
That's all she wrote.
The end thing with the girls, why is it even in the piece? Just for us to make sure, you know, what's it doing there?
I think it has
Because
to be more directly tied into
number
something.
one, it doesn't connect anything right now.
There's certain bits of content, like snakes, that have gone through so many permutations. He needs the content in there. Look at all the ways he's tried to get this into the film. It could happen very quickly.
You need to make that come out. We have no idea, I just want to put this out, what the performance is. That there's an act structure, there's an act 1, act 2, what the pieces of it.
Editing is very important to us. We tend to spend a long time on the editing. And it's a very collaborative process. We have a lot of people coming in and out, looking at cuts, arguing over stuff.
We had decided from the very beginning this would not be a linear film. So that presents a whole set of challenges.
So I think that the bits and pieces that you see of the performance in our film, of course in the film we never let you see the performance really. We're really using those details to let you see how people worked with a piece of footwork that maybe we saw earlier and now that's evolved through all these different stages.
Part of what it's about is that what the hell are these little girls doing here?
That's
the
question.
Well, right away you understand, oh, I've heard of this about snakes in the bed before, and he's just trying it every way he can think of to get at
But
it.
you can make that a little bit
Just
more
tighten it a little bit.
apparent. Then
But
it'll pay off.
See, I think
Unless I make a snake sequence
Which
where
I'm
we
not
see
saying
all the
that-
different things, I think this is one of the things that could come out in the course of the film.
where he'll want it to pay off is in a larger, sometimes you watch a film
You have to see the whole thing.
and you have to see the whole thing, or you're way into it and you realize, oh my God, all that shit that I was watching
doing
has
this-
gone away. Look at how many different pieces have been tried and people have been brought in.
Well, in
and
that
text has
case,
been written.
you should put in
Right.
very early.
Not right there.
The thing you did with Jamil.
I'm just
When
saying.
Jamil is walking down a line going,
I will. And then you cut to the performance and you hear Clarissa say, what about the snakes in the bed with the children?
That's all that's left.
Right.
See, and
That'll pay
that,
off.
if you need it, that's the way you want it to
Yeah.
pay off.
What about the one with the snakes in bed with the children? How about having to choose if I have the right to have snakes in bed with my children?
That was cut.
Oh, yeah? Well, when?
You end up, of course, like with most of these films, cutting out things that are very precious to you and that you think are very satisfying and are great little scenes.
You know, we spent a lot of time putting together all these bits and pieces of all of the stuff that they used in Fondly that, you know, never made it into the final show. And then ultimately the whole edit that we did of that part of the film, none of it's in the film either.